Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Michelle and my husband and I are empty nesters living in Cincinnati, Ohio. Excuse me. Today is July 17th and we are going to plan for the week of Monday the 20th through the 26th in my classic size Happy Planner, the horizontal layout, plus a daily focus that I don't use for daily, but we'll get into that in just a moment. So, my everyday, see if I can zoom in just a little bit here. My everyday looks pretty much the same that I put on my planner. I have certain vitals and certain things that I need to check every day, and I will show you one and then I will do the rest off camera. Plus I'm changing it around a little bit. So this is for my AM meds and my PM meds, just so I can remember that I took them, because I usually can't. And then I have a daily GLP-1 that I take for now. And I have added, how do I spell that? Looking at last week's. Again. It is a drink to hopefully help with some of my cognitive issues, I guess you would say. And then I check my weight every day. And I know some of you maybe think, well, you don't need to check your weight every day. I do. I have to watch for excessive weight gain and loss in a short period of time. So unfortunately, that is something I do have to do. My blood sugar, my BP, and my heart rate. And I'm also going to start with listing my filming schedule over on this side, so it doesn't take up as much room. Now, I want to quickly fill this out and then I will come back. And I am back. Why is this all zoomed in? This got crazy. Sorry. Need to go back. So I have each day planned out, and I forgot to mention I am using the Friction pen. It's a 0.707, sorry, and I'm using a Zig Clean Dot marker, and it's just in blue. I just happened to grab it. A lot of times I use purple, but I'm using blue today. So everything else is kind of color coded. I know there's a fly buzzing around here, but that's not what I know. This mild liner, I don't know where the color is, but it is like a teal color. It's for my household. And on Wednesday, we have our trash. It has to go out. You would not believe how many times we have forgotten that. Let's see. My YouTube is next, which is a pink. And I used to mark it over here, but now I'm going to put it over here. So Monday, I don't have anything to film or post, nor Tuesday, nor Wednesday, but that's not true. On Wednesday, I post what we eat at 5 o'clock. And Thursday, I need to film what we eat. And you know what, I'm going to take this back because I'm going to film on the 21st. I'm thinking. On the 21st, I want to film a pantry tour. And that will be posted on Sunday. So there. So Friday, I need to film planner and film what we eat. On Saturday, I post my planner. And that's at 9. And film what we eat. And on Sunday, I post the pantry tour. Sorry, that looks horrible. I could erase it, but I'm not going to. And that is going to be at 8 a.m. And film what we eat. I don't have any doctor's appointments so far next week. That can always change. This is going to be short and simple because this is... Hold on just one moment. I'll be right back. So sorry. I am back. I did plan the week. I don't have any doctor's appointments. I'm still thinking about what I need to do this week, but I have not filled out my weekly task sheet, I guess you could say. And this will be for the week July 20th through 26th. So what this involves is I have what I call a me menu. All of these things do not have to be done, but these are things that whenever I'm like, oh, what do I do for myself, or, you know, have I really done anything to take care of myself this week? This is where I go and I make sure that I do certain things a couple times a week, or at least once a week. I can pick any of them. So, for example, I know that not everybody's going to like this, but I have cards that I work with, I play with. Games, taking games that are on computer. Nap, coloring. YouTube is consumption, not creation. And planning. These are all things that I enjoy doing that bring me joy. Fills my cup. Now the next few things, don't judge. With my chronic illness, these are things I need to do to feel better. And I put off a lot of this. That's another reason why I do this, is because with the lack of energy I have, it is not a lie. When you have to take a 30-minute rest period after you take a shower, it's not good. But I want to make sure that I'm doing these things that bring me joy at least once a week. I don't have to do all of them, but I like to try to do 3 of them. And then making sure that I am doing things that promote better physical and mental health. Showering. That's everything shower. Walking on the treadmill, even if it's 5 minutes. And sitting outside for at least 10 minutes every day, or at least 3 times a week. Right now it's really hard because even waking up at 5 a.m. it's humid and hot. So it's hard to do that. I have to, what I do with my vitals that I track, I then average out. So I have a weekly average. I know it seems like a lot, but that is what we do so that we can make sure that we're staying on track. Sugar and BP. I do a little bit different here because I need more room sometimes to write the blood pressure. And then meal ideas. This is just, it's not meal planning. Oh, you can't even see that. So the stats and then the meal plan, meal ideas. I don't meal plan because if I plan to make, say, grilled pork chops and it's one of the days where I am in a flare, it doesn't make sense for me to do that. You know, that's a day where Dallas is going to have to figure out something for himself when I'm in the, you know, bed bound. So it's just something that maybe I want to make sure that we use up, say, the pork chops or a frozen item in the freezer. It's just that. It's just making a note of what needs to be used, and I can't think of anything right now. So calls, shoot. I usually color code these two. I have to wait for a few minutes for that to dry, but I'll put yellow under that or over that. I need to call the dentist to set up exams. I need to call about dermatology. I think that's all on there. Purple is my color, so whenever I see purple, I know it's me. I'm going to leave a few lines. And I'm going to put this. Again, I have no real appointments or anything next week, so I have to find this stupid letter for an attorney. And Dallas's color is blue. So I know that anything in blue is his, and I'll be honest with you, it's going to be a nice restful week because there is not much going on. Neither one of us have appointments. I can't think of anything that he needs to do this week. And then I'm just going to leave a few blank spaces there. And then I have what, I keep doing that. I have this like orange color that's admin. And this is more, you know, cleaning up, like cleaning emails. My emails got out of control. And there was over 15,000. I'm not kidding you. Over 15,000 emails in mine. So I am taking the time to clean them up and to clean the photos for all of these videos and stuff that take up time. So I make sure I clean that off so it doesn't take up as much space. And then my household items are, again, this teal color. And these are pretty much the same things every week. Dust, vacuum, Swish, if you're familiar with the Fly Lady system, this is swish and swipe where you clean out the restroom, the bathroom. And clean the fridge. Trash. And that's pretty much it. Now over here, again, YouTube is this pink. And I used to make a checklist of all the things that, like, make sure I had the thumbnail, make sure. I'm using this more for ideas now. It's just kind of a brain dump of when things come to me, what I can do with them. So this is very simple. I think my priorities are going to be to find the letter and to make calls. And that's pretty much all I have. I mean, it's not going to be it'll be a very full week for me, don't get me wrong. But it's not going to be very running week where I have to go to a lot of appointments and things. So I hope that you enjoyed this very functional layout. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. I really appreciate you all being here. It does mean the world to me. I will give you some updates at a later date whenever I have more of my information back from different doctors. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.